Hello everyone. So you might have come across these three letters more often now than you may have done before. So what is CFA and why are so many finance professionals running after this? So let's break it down together. So the first question is, what does CFA stand for? CFA stands for Chartered Financial Analyst. It is a globally recognized certification in the field of investment and finance. Now, who manages this whole certification? CFA is managed by the CFA Society, which is based in the United States, and this society takes care of the whole curriculum of CFA along with giving out the charters. Now, this society, it is based in the United States, but it has its it has its recognition in around 150 plus countries. So why is this program considered so prestigious? Because of its worldwide recognition. When you get a CFA charter, many abroad opportunities are open for you because of its worldwide recognition in so many countries. How many levels are there in CFA? There are 3 levels in CFA, namely level 1, level 2, level 3. Now, how the exam is structured? The exam is structured for about 4.5 hours across all the 3 levels. So even no matter which level you are registering for, you will have to sit for a 4.5 hour exam. Now, this 4.5 hour is divided into 2 sessions. Session 1, session 2. So roughly each session is for about 2 hours, 15 minutes. So you have to sit for 2 sessions. Session 1, session 2. Each session is for 2 hours, 15 minutes across all the 3 levels with a 30 minutes break in between the 2 sessions. And where does the exam take place? Is it an online exam or you have to go to a center and give the exam? You have to go to a center. It's when you'll be registering for the exam, you will have to choose where do you want to sit for the exam, your nearby location. You have to go there and sit for this exam. Let's talk about level 1. Under level 1, you have 10 topics. The topics namely are economics, financial statement analysis, corporate issuers, portfolio management, ethics, alternative investment, fixed investment, equity, and so on. So you have 10 topics. You have quants or now in level 1, what happens? You have 10 topics and you have 2 sessions. Okay. So these topics will be divided. Like 5 topics will be covered in the first session and the rest 5 will be covered in the second session. This is the pattern as of now for the CFA exam. Then there will be 180 multiple choice questions. You will have a question and there will be 3 options. You will have to select what is the correct option from that. Now this 180 multiple choice question will again be divided into 2 parts. 90 multiple choice questions in each session. So you will go and you will appear for the first session. There you have to solve 90 multiple choice questions. Then you'll get a break. And then again in the second session, you will have to appear for 90 multiple choice questions. And these 10 topics will be divided into 2 sessions. What is the pattern for level 2? For level 2, again, you will have the same repetitive 10 topics. There is no change in the topics covered. The subjects will be the same. Of course, between level 1 and level 2, what happens is there will be a difference in the weightage of the questions which will be asked per topic. The weightage is not really fixed by the CFA Institute. It doesn't really specify that, okay, from economics, you'll get 6 questions, or from quants, you are supposed to be getting 10 questions. It is not fixed, but an average sort of weightage of the questions is available. But let's say level 1, FSA is around 15 to 20%. Same for ethics, 15 to 20%. But when you and portfolio management is around 9 to 10% for level 1. Now for level 2, the weightage for portfolio management slightly increases. So the weightage between the topics changes from level 1 to level 2, but the topics remain the same. Now, level 2, what happens? You no longer have 90 multiple choice questions. You will have 22 item set questions. Now, what is item set questions? You will be presented with a case study. Then there will be follow-up 4 questions for it. It can be 3 or 4. In total, for 22 item set questions, you will have to appear for 88 questions. So maybe in one item set questions, there can be 3 questions, and in another item set question, to compensate for those 3 questions, there can be 5 questions. In total, there will be 88 questions. So in level 2, there will be 22 item set questions. You will be presented with a case study. There will be follow-up questions regarding that case study. Okay. Now, this 22 item set questions are divided into, again, 2 parts. 11 item set questions in first session, 11 item set questions in the second session. Now, in level 2, there's not really a segregation between the topics, 10 topics. Each topic can be tested in, let's say, economics was tested in session 1. Economics can again be tested in level 2, session 2. So this is a difference between level 1 and level 2. The topics remain the same. Obviously, the content in the topic changes significantly. The weightage of the topics also changes. The pattern, the type of the question asked changes from multiple choice questions to item set questions. Now, under level 3, the topics also changes. You no more have the previously studied 10 topics. Okay. Under level 3, now the institute has asked you that you can choose your specialized path. That is, either you can go into portfolio management, for someone who wants to be a fund manager, this is the path for you, portfolio management. Then you can go into private Then there are 2 other options. You can go into private equity, or you can either go into portfolio management. That is, if someone wants to be a fund manager, this is the option for you. Then there's an option that if you want to manage HNI's fund, basically, if you are at a position where you are advising someone, high net worth individuals, therein you can go into the second option, that is managing HNI's funds. There sort of, along with the investment expertise, what you will develop is, you will develop some behavioral related investment expertise. Why? Because you will have to study an individual's risk appetite and then advise them. Then the third option which will be available for you will be going into private sector investments like private equity, hedge funds, which is not really accessible to normal public in general. So under level 3, the 10 topics doesn't really remain the same. You get an option to specialize into the 3 fields. You can choose one of the 3 fields, and according to the field you will be choosing, accordingly that the subjects will be there, and you have to prepare like that. The type of questions which will be asked in the exam also changes. There will be 22 set of questions, item set questions, which cumulates to 88 questions in total. Now, what is the difference between level 2 and level 3 here? Here you will have 11 item set questions with MCQs. And then you will have 11 essay type questions. Basically, here you will have the 11 item set questions. You will be presented with MCQs, like you'll be given a case study, then there'll be follow-up MCQs for it. You have to choose one option from the options provided, and the rest 11 will be essay type questions. Maybe you'll be given a case study, or maybe it will be a separate question and altogether. It will be a case study, then you will have a follow-up question, maybe 3 follow-up questions, 5 follow-up questions, 4 follow-up questions, and you will have to answer that question in writing. You will not be provided with MCQs. So you may have to describe your answer in 2 or 3 lines. So that is the difference between level 1, level 2, and level 3. For level 1, you are building your base. Okay, you'll be taught 10 different topics. Basically, you'll be building your base into the finance world. You will be taught some, bits and bits of every topic, how to measure, let's say, standard deviation, what is VAR, everything will be, what are the probability distributions, you'll be learning what is balance sheet, how to analyze balance sheets. Then you'll be getting also into the world of ethics. The first time you'll be coming across ethics. There are around 7 standards in the CFA curriculum. Those standards are very important, and they are to be followed by every professional who is into the world of finance or who is managing people's money. So under level 1, you will be first building the base. Under level 2, the base you have built, it will be further, all the topics you will be going into deeper. You will be analyzing different things. Whatever you have studied till now, the building block is made. Further, step by step, you'll be learning different things for all the topics you have learned. And under level 3, as we have discussed, so you will be choosing your path, whichever path you want to, move forward, and you will be basically learning about the path you have chosen, so you can specialize in the path you want to move forward in the future. What is charter holder? When does someone get the charter? Like, let's say your name is XYZ, comma, CFA. When you get to put 3 words CFA, the 3 letters CFA behind your name, when you are done with all the 3 levels, and that is level 1, level 2, level 3, you must have all the cleared all the 3 levels, which is, very obvious. Along with it, you have to submit 4,000 hours of work experience. So along with, clearing all the 3 levels, you have to submit 4,000 hours of work experience. signifying that whatever you have done, studied in the levels, you have applied it into the real world, or how maybe studying about the or how maybe studying about these three levels, whatever the curriculum you have studied, how you have helped the society in this world of finance. So you have to give your relevant work experience, and which should be around 4,000 hours. Then you will be getting the charter. Then you can use the three letters CFA behind your name. So what is the cost? For appearing for any of the three levels, the cost per level is about $900 to $1,200. Okay, along with it, there will be some registration fees. Registration fees is mostly taken when you are registering for the first time, that is for level 1. Along with it, there can be certain taxes depending upon the country from wherein you are appearing. So for the one thing which will be for sure you have to pay will be this exam registration cost, which is $900 to $1,200 per level. Apart from this, there can be cost like buying the calculator. CFA Institute has, a particular requirement for the calculators which you can use, which is BA2 plus scientific or normal. So you have to buy that calculator or any other, study materials or the coaching, any tuitions you want to take. Apart from the monetary cost, what is the time which you may have to invest for the CFA examinations? Now, again, for each level, around 300 hours of study level is recommended. This may, significantly differ by individual. Why? If, let's say, from someone who is already into the world of finance, who already is doing, let's say, something like FRM, actuaries, they have built a significant amount of base into these curriculums. So they have some idea about what the different topics are. They have built certain amount of base, so it might be the case that they may not require 300 hours. And for someone who is maybe is from entirely a different background, and is really new into this field, so that person may be requiring significant more effort than 300 hours. So an average time required is 300 hours per level. This may again differ from person by person. Again, the average time which can be required to clear all the three levels is around 2.5 to 5 years, which again can differ from people to people. So given the huge cost of registering for the exam, are there any scholarships which the institute provides? The answer is yes. The institute currently has changed the pattern of access scholarship. Now, previously, what used to happen is you could, you have to submit an essay. The submitting an essay part still remains the same. Previously, you used to submit an essay for the access scholarship, and the scholarship used to be valid for certain amount of attempts. Like if you are granted a scholarship, let's say in the coming January 26, the scholarship will be valid for August 26 attempt, November 26 attempt, February 2027 attempt, May 27 attempt, for example. But now, what the institute has done, if you want to appear for the August 26 attempt, there will be a registration window or the scholarship window open only for that attempt. And if you are granted scholarship for that attempt, you have to utilize that scholarship in that attempt itself. So yes, the institute does provide scholarship. The most common of them is the access scholarship. you have to submit an essay, whatever the question that will be provided by the institute. You have to write an essay on that question, and you have to submit it. And if and then the institute will announce whoever like who are the persons the institute will be granting the scholarship to. Now the most common misconception is that the scholarship is only provided to people who are not financially that well equipped, which is slightly incorrect. If you are able to describe your situation, your your motives, why are you really keen on getting the charter? After you get the charter, how you will be able to help the society in general, how you want to enhance the investment world in general after you get the charter. So if you are able to describe your motives really well, so you may be you may also be granted the scholarship. So it isn't really the case that the institute provides scholarship only to people who are not financially doing that well. After that access scholarship, there's also a student scholarship. So CFA Institute has a number of universities listed down. So if you're a student who is currently attending that university, then you can apply for the student scholarship as well. Now, what is the eligibility for scholarship? Again, the process we have talked about, you have to submit an essay. According to that essay, the institute will choose the people they want to offer the scholarship. Now, what is the eligibility? If you are currently registered for an exam, let's say I'm currently registered for the February 2026 attempt, I'll be appearing level 1 in February 26. Okay, and I have decided that after I'm pretty sure that I'll be clearing level 1. So in November 26, I'll be appearing for level 2, and in meantime I'm still registered for level 1, and for November 26 the registration the scholarship window is open. Not November 26, let's say August 26. Okay, so August 26 scholarship window is now open. Okay, it's open and it will close on December 1st, 25. So this is the deadline for you to submit the scholarship essay. We'll talk about the deadlines later. So let's say I'm registered for level 1 February 26, and I'm pretty sure I'll be clearing the exam, and I have sufficient finance base with me. So I am confident that I can appear for level 2 in August 26. So the first thing is you cannot apply for the scholarship. Why? Because you are still registered for a level 1. You're still registered as a student under level 1. So this is the first case. If you are registered for some level, you will not be allowed to apply for the scholarship for another level. Or you are registered for level 1. I gave my exam in November 2025, L1, but the results are not out yet. For L1, the results are not out yet. It's a pass, it's a fail, it doesn't matter. The results are not yet out. So if the results are not yet out, then also you will not be able to apply for the scholarship. The third and the fourth cases are, let's say you were granted the scholarship for November 2025 L1, and you ended up not appearing, not sitting for that exam. Then the institute will reduce your chances of giving you the scholarship in future period. If you got a scholarship for a certain attempt, but you decided not to appear in that attempt, then the institute will not consider you in the following attempts. The fourth case is, let's say the institute gave you scholarship for level 1 in November 25, November 24, and August 25. For both these attempts, for level 1, you were given the scholarship. but you didn't clear level 1 in both these attempts. So for the third time, if you want to appear, this institute will not consider you for the scholarship. So if the institute provides you scholarship for the same level 2 times, and for consequently 2 times you were not able to clear that level, so you will not be eligible for the scholarship in future. And like, let's say here you couldn't clear level 1 in November 24, then you cleared level 1 February, let's say May 25, you sat for level 1, you cleared. Then again, you got a scholarship for level 2 for some attempt, and for some reason, you were not able to clear that level 2 in that attempt. So, in that case, you are not applicable under this option. This option is only for people who were granted scholarship for the same level twice, but they ended up not clearing that level. What should be your approach to exam? Okay, so the first thing is, uh, which you can understand is, there are 10 topics. Okay, and there will be many subtopics under these 10 topics. The first thing which everyone should do is start early. That this early is again maybe differing from people to people, but you should start early. Why? Because there are 10 topics, so you need to understand the subtopics under these 10 topics very thoroughly. Okay, because there will be theory topics as well for subjects like corporate issuers, or corporate issuers, alternative investments. These are topics which are, little theoretical. So, in theoretical topics, it is very important that you have to read many times. The habit of reading needs to be inculcated. You have to read whatever whatever study material you are following, maybe the CFA Institute's material itself, or the CFA Institute material itself, or the the Schweizer material, whatever material you are following for giving the exam, you have to keep thoroughly reading your material. You can follow any material, the CFA Institute material and your Schweizer material, any material which you are referring to, you have to thoroughly read that material at least 2 times. Okay, so you are thorough with whatever is there in the curriculum. You have to start early, you have to inculcate a habit of reading. After that, what is the importance of solving questions? So when you'll be registering for any level, depending on the level you are registering for, level 1 or level 2, for level 1, there are around 1300 to 1400 questions, which the institute will provide. For level 2, the number of questions significantly increases, around 2000 to 3000 questions. So what the institute will provide you when you are registering for any level, the institute will provide you the CFA material. That is the CFA material, in the sense you will be, uh, given a website. The CFA material, the soft copies, the material as a whole, you have to buy, separately. But when you register for an exam, you will be given a website, and whatever your username and password, you have to type that thing, and you will be logging into the website. Under that website, you will have some readings. For each topic, you will have some readings. uh, that readings are also very thorough. So if you're unable to understand any topic through Schweizer or any other material you are using, you can also go through that reading. So that reading you go through, and there will be questions for each topic. For, let's say, I'm doing ethics, and ethics I'm currently doing standard 1. And for standard 1, there's again a standard 1A. So for 1A, I will have separate, let's say, 4 to 5 questions. So solving questions become very helpful. Why? because only reading the material doesn't really help you when you are in the exam hall. When solving questions gives you the idea that what type of questions can appear in the exam. So let's say you were focusing on these numericals part heavily, but when you solved questions you realize that theoretical questions are also asked, the theoretical part is also tested. So when you solve the question, you get a gist that what type of questions may appear in the exam. So you can shape your preparation that way. So the approach the preparation strategy can be that you go through one reading, you watch the lecture, then you go through that reading, whatever material you are following, you read that material thoroughly, read in between the lines, learn how to read in between the lines, then you solve questions related to that topic. The CFA Institute provides so many questions, so you go through that particular topic, navigate to that particular topic, solve questions regarding that particular topic, mark. Also, you also get an option that you can mark some question, like an option like this, that you can mark this question, that you want to revisit this question later, or you can highlight important points also in the website itself. So the website in itself is very handy. So solving questions is very important. After that, mocks. When you register for the exam, apart from getting the summary type of material, some 1300, 1500 questions, depending on the level you're registering for, you also get 2 mocks. These mocks are structured in a similar way, like your exam, your examination will be. They're structured in a similar way. There'll be 90 questions. There'll be 2 sessions. There'll be 90 questions in each session. The topics will be divided. So these mocks, appearing for these mocks is really important. Why? First of all, you will be appearing for an exam that runs for about 4.5 hours. So the duration in itself is very long. So you have to keep your mind calm for about 4.5 hours. You can't lose your cool. Let's say you went in and you gave your session one, which was about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and you thought that you'll be doing good in session one. The topics and the session one were something which was your expertise, and so session two, maybe you'll balance out for session one will balance out for session two. For some reason, the topics under session one were the questions which were tested, you were not able to answer that perfectly. So you cannot lose your cool in session two. So appearing for the mocks in these similar situations which will be given in the exam hall. Let's say what I'm saying, when you register for the exam, you will be knowing when your exam will run from. Let's say your exam is from 9 a.m. Then it's very important then that these 2 mocks are appeared in that setting itself. That is, you start giving the mock at 9 a.m. itself. You appear for the first session. Doesn't matter. Let's say you, instead of 2 hours 15 minutes, you're able to complete it in 2 minutes. So you have the option to pause that button, and your 30 minutes break time will begin. Take that break, whatever amount of break time you need, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It's advisable that you don't take the entire 30 minutes, because if you consume the entire 30 minutes and then return to your seat, the timer will automatically begin. So for your next session, the timer will automatically begin. So you take 20-25 minutes max, and then you return back to your seat. Then you again start for session 2. So it is very important that you appear for these mocks in the same exam setting, so that you are accustomed to sitting for long hours, and you are accustomed to keeping your cool for these much long hours. Now, what to do when you are in exam hall? What are the prerequisites? So when you're in the exam hall, first you need to remember that you have two sessions, 2 hours 15 minutes, 2 hours 15 minutes, with a 30 minutes break in between. So you cannot lose your cool, as we discussed, you cannot lose your cool between the two sessions. Okay. Now, when you are given that 30 minutes break, there can be different type of people. You are given that option that you can, go through your materials in that 30 minutes break. But if you're someone who panics in the last moment, it's advisable that you don't go through the materials. Now, if for level one, like we are certain enough that these, if 5 topics were tested in, first session, the rest 5 will be tested in the second session. So if the later topics are known to you, maybe you can, revise the formula which will be used in the second session's topics. So that can also be done. So session 1, session 2, we have talked about. Now, reaching the exam, reaching the exam location is very important, because you will be going through several checkings. There will be several checkings you have to go through. So reaching the exam hall is very important. What are the prerequisites? What are the things you need to carry for the exam hall? In the exam hall, first thing is you must have a calculator. Again, the calculator is very specific. You can either carry BA2 plus scientific calculator or BA2 plus normal calculator. Having a calculator is very important. Now, there's a catch here. It's advisable that you carry 2 calculators with you. Why? Because let's say if one calculator automatically, for any case, if it's not working during the exam, then you will have a backup of another calculator. After that, the second most thing which is very important is your passport. Without passport, you will not be allowed to appear for the exam. Your passport, make sure that whatever name is under your passport, you have registered for the exam under the same name. For let's say, even spelling changes can't be there. If your name was if behind your name you had something, you had a double A in between, and for the exam, under the exam, while registering for the exam, you in your name you only took one single A, so that also will not be considered. So your passport should be updated with the name matching with whatever your name you have registered with. If you have used a middle name in between, make sure you incorporate that as well when you are registering for the exam. After that, your passport shouldn't be expired. If it's expired, make sure you renew it, do whatever. So you should have a passport which is, suitable as per whatever name you have registered for in the exam. So you should carry your calculator, you should carry your passport, then you should carry your appointment letter. Now, this appointment letter can be carried in a, you can print your appointment letter. You will get this appointment letter when you register for the exam. When you schedule your examination, you will get an appointment letter from the, from the institute, and there will be specified that it's your name, whatever your location you are appearing from, everything will be there in that appointment letter. You can either get a printout of that appointment letter, or you can carry it as a screenshot in your phone itself. So these 3 things are very important. Apart from this, you may carry snacks, water, some stationery with you. Though many of the locations in the CFA Institute, many of the examination hall, they will be providing you the stationery itself. Still, you can carry basic stationery with you, like pen, pencil, and some sort of that. What are the deadlines for the CFA program? Let's say you want to appear for the August 26. Okay, one thing which we want to talk about is, okay, we'll talk about here. Let's say you want to appear for the exam in August 26. Okay, for the August 26, the scholarship window is already open. The scholarship window, it was open in around the starting week of December, around December 10th or 12th maybe. So the scholarship window was not December, sorry, November. The scholarship window was open. Then the scholarship window will be closed on December 1st. Okay. Then the result for the scholarship will be announced in around the first week of January. Okay. Now the scholarship, this is the deadline for the scholarship window. Now, when were the registrations open? The registration, the early bird registration. So you have two types of registration: the early bird registration and some standard registration, general registration. So the early bird registration has also, is also open. It was open in November 11th itself, November 2025. And the early bird registration will go on till January 3rd week. So the catch here is, if you have applied for the scholarship, make sure you don't register for the exam until the scholarship results are out. If you're waiting for the scholarship results, so it will be out in around first week of January. After that, for cases if you have not, attained the scholarship, then also you will have around, uh, 2 weeks to register under the early bird registration, and the standard registration will be open till May 26th. So whatever level you are appearing for, if you are appearing for August 26th, the registration window is open for before 9 months. Now, from November to August, you have 9 months of gap. So the registration window will be open before 9 months and will be closed before 3 months of the exam. So for similarly, you can, whatever level you are appearing for, make sure you, keep these deadlines in your mind, check for these deadlines and make a note of it, or make a Google Calendar, whatever. And try to register under early bird and not under the standard registration. If there's a case that, you decided to appear for the exam, in a very hustle and bustle, that, okay, I'm well prepared, I can go for the exam, then obviously you can go for the standard registration. But if you have been preparing for a very long time, and if you're very sure that you want to appear for the exam, then early bird is advisable, again because of the monetary factor, that there is around $300 difference between the early bird and standard registration. And also there's also, if you have registered for an exam, if you're very, sure that you want to appear for an exam for level 1 in 26, so once you are registered, there's also there's also, something that, like, I have registered for the exam, everything is done, so I'm very sure that I have to appear. So you automatically will become the sort of seriousness, it will also increase. Now, when you're done registering for the exam, there will be an exam scheduling window. So for any level, you will have some sort of dates. For level 1, let's say, the exams, these dates are not really exact. The examination will take place from 24 to 28 August 2026, let's say. So you have an exam scheduling window. You can schedule your exam on any of these dates. Whatever date is preferable to you, you can choose your location, and then you are all set to appear for the exam. Don't forget to schedule your exam after registering for the examination. There's also a separate deadline for exam scheduling. Level 1 will take place 4 times in the month of February, May, August, November. Level 2 will be for 2 times, May and November. Level 2 will be 3 times, May, November and August. Level 3 will be 2 times, February and August. For any level you may appear for, level 1, level 2, level 3, you have to submit a PSM as well. Now, what is PSM? This is a requirement which should be done before your results are out. Let's say your results will be out on 8th October. on 8th October of any year. So you may be given a deadline that before 30th September, you have to submit your PSM. You gave your exam in the August month, your results will be out in the October 8th, let's say, then you have to submit your PSM after 30th September. So the PSM can be done even after you're done with the exam. So you are done with the exam in the month of August, you will have around 1 month to complete a 10 to 20 hours course. So I guess that's not a big of a challenge to cover a 10 to 20 hours course in the span of 30 days. So there'll be a deadline for PSM. Make sure you do this mandatory requirement and do not forget about this deadline, because even let's say you had a very high chance of clearing the exam, you were very sure, but you did not complete this mandatory requirement, then your results will be withheld, you will not be given the result, and automatically you will be failing that attempt. So just because of a 10-20 hours stuff, it's not really advisable that you miss PSM. Now what is PSM? PSM, you will be given different options. Let's say you can do a Python training, you can do a Python training in data science, you can do financial modeling. For level 3, there are different types of PSM also available. You can choose any one type of PSM you want to appear for and complete that PSM. After that, if you have time and you want to do the other courses as well, let's say for level 1, you have Python and financial modeling. You appeared for Python, you did the 10 to 20 hours course for Python and you're done with it. So your requirement is completed. But you found financial modeling also interesting. So you went ahead and did the financial modeling as well. So you can do that also. You can do both the courses under PSM. After becoming a CFA charter holder, while you are pursuing for CFA charter, let's say L1, L2 are done, you can become a financial analyst. You can take the role of financial analyst. You can get into, investment banking. You can be an investment banker. You can be a risk analyst, fund manager, portfolio analyst. Then maybe you can, for HNIs, you can be an advisor. So there are many different types of role which will be available for you after you're done with your CFA. What are the companies hiring CFA? Many IB companies like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, all the IB companies, the well-renowned banks, UBS, then you have HSBC, all these companies. Then you can also get into consulting business like PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, EY. You can also get into consulting business. So the jobs, these are the various types of options which will be available for you. The most common options. There can be some unconventional options also. Who should pursue CFA and who should not? So anyone who wants to further their interest in the finance world, if you're really interested in that, and you're good with some sort of numbers will be there in CFA. I'll not say numbers will be not be there. Again, the huge calculations won't be there. You won't be expected to do one lengthy page of calculations, but you should be really good at numbers. That okay, you have a skill of analyzing numbers. So if you're good with numbers, you want to get into the field of finance, learn about finance, you want to further your career prospects in that field, then obviously CFA is for you. But who should not? If you're not, again, the answer is exactly the opposite. If you're not really sure that whether you want to get into the field of finance, because there's a significant amount of effort required for across all the 3 levels, L1, L2, L3, you will be investing a significant amount of time, your money. So if you just want to appear for the CFA for the name's sake, then it's not really for you, or you just want to go in with a herd that, okay, all the people are appearing for CFA, my batchmates are appearing for CFA, let me also go and give that exam. so it's not really for you. But if you are really interested to keen to if you are keen on learning the curriculum of CFA, which is according to me very interesting and dynamic, so if you are really keen on learning that, then obviously CFA is for you. It basically is, expands your horizon of the investment and finance world. You get to know a lot about this. Uh, you get to know a lot when you study the curriculum. Now, actuaries and CFA. When I talk about actuaries is more of inclined towards risk management, while CFA is somewhere, related to finance. But when you combine these two, it becomes a solid, base. If you want to be a pension fund manager, let's say, or you want to get into roles like ALM, asset liability management. So for the liability part, you know the risk. For the asset part, you know how to invest these assets. So when you study actuaries, you know what are the various types of risk which can appear. What are the different types of liabilities? So actuaries is a very the career which is related to risk insurance in the whole. But when you combine it with CFA, you get the finance, you get the investment part of it. So here you learn how to, make insurance, price insurance. So when that money really comes in, you know also how to invest that money to get that required return rate, whatever you want. So actually, since CFA in total is a very good combo, and also you get exemptions. So if you clear L1, level 1, your CB1 and CB2 is exempted only under IFOA. So IFOA consider giving exemptions for CFA. So if you consider L1, yours L1, your CB1 and CB2 will be exempted under IFOA. And when you get the charter, your SP0 will also be exempted. So that's it for this video. Thank you.